And now you know 911 for emergencies and 411 for information. And now there's 988 for people who need emergency help with their mental health. Eyewitness News reporter Madeline Wright shows us how the system was launched right here in Philadelphia.
Local, state, and federal officials, including the U.S. Health and Human Services Secretary, Xavier Beccera, are celebrating the launch of 988. They held a roundtable discussion in Philadelphia yesterday as part of a kickoff event. Americans who call the three-digit number will be connected to a network of trained mental health professionals who can help them navigate through a psychiatric crisis. This is what it sounds like when you call.
You have reached the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline.
Callers are instructed to press 1 if they're veterans. If not, they'll be connected to the nearest crisis center. The system is backed by $430 million in federal funding. In April, Pennsylvania received a $3 million federal grant to help launch 988.
Call 988. They'll do some screens, but they'll be able to recognize, the level of stress and the level of compromise that you find yourself in and get you to the proper treatment.
U.S. Congressman Dwight Evans says the 988 system could have prevented the death of 27-year-old Walter Wallace Jr., who was having a mental health crisis when he was shot and killed by police in West Philadelphia 2 years ago. His death set off protests and unrest in the city, but also began a discussion on how to deal with mental health crises.
Our greatest disappointment was that we didn't get an opportunity to help him.
Mental health advocates are expecting a huge influx of calls to 988, and they're worried that could lead to calls being dropped, calls going unanswered, or longer wait times. The federal government is providing grants to states to support call centers and actively recruiting more crisis counselors. In Spring Garden, Madeline Wright, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.